I think Ms. Maraschini did a wonderful job. I told her I thought she did a wonderful job planning this. Let's give her a round of applause. She's nervous. So I have the great pleasure of moderating this session. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rene Flowers. I have the pleasure of serving as your Pinellas County Commissioner. Thank you. I've also had the pleasure of serving on the St. Petersburg City Council, the Pinellas County School Board, and now as a county commissioner. We had a great time, I thought, last night at the meet and greet. How many of you were present? And we received some really good information from the speaker last night, Esther Sani, who talked about leaning in and making sure that you bring someone along with you. And that if you are attending a meeting or an event and you don't see someone in the room, don't ask the question about why they are not present. Make sure that you bring them along, that you invite them. And that is how we will grow the National Organization for Women. So we're going to lean in and continue that dialogue and discussion. So we have with us 3 wonderful panelists. I'm going to be asking them some questions. It will be a dialogue and conversation, and then I want to leave time for questions from the audience. These young ladies have no idea what questions I will ask them. So the responses that you get will be their sincere and true response, which is what we want when we're having an awesome conversation, particularly when we are looking at elections that will shape the next 30 to 50 years of the state of Florida, as well as the nation. You can clap for that. So we have Caprice Edmond, who is a Pinellas County School Board member and also currently serving as the chair of the Pinellas County School Board. We have Jennifer Webb, former House of Representative Jennifer Webb, who is now your city council member in the city of Gulfport. And then to my right, your left, we have Kyandra Darling, who is a candidate for House District 62. It's a really nice article too, y'all, this morning that I pulled up and shared with a couple of people. And it asked the question if the 5th time was a charm, and I said no. Not 5th for her. But also some of y'all will get it when you leave the room. And also president of the Pinellas County Democratic Caucus. So what's going on right now, we have a plethora of topics that we can choose from. But I want to start out with this first question. We have our timekeeper over here. So how much time do they have for their response? 2 minutes. So he has the card. That's your 2-minute warning, and then red means stop, even if you mid-sentence, because I'm going to get up and say thank you so very much. All right, so the question that I have, and I will start, since I started introductions on my left, I'll start with a question on my right, and I'll pass the microphone. So my question is, how would you compare a woman's position within the political arena now versus when your grandmother was your age and the political environment at that time?
What an incredible question, because ladies, we have come such a long way. And while I recognize we have further to go, the first woman to hold the seat that I am currently running for just took office 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And so to think that it's taken us until 2020, I think, when she took office, to even have a woman representing this side of the county is concerning for a number of reasons. because we know that when women are not at the table, that our priorities become an afterthought. And so my grandmother didn't see many women who were afforded an opportunity to sit at these tables, to run for office, to win, and to hold a seat. And now we see women across every level of government representing some of our best interests. And that's a lot, I believe in I think that we can attribute a lot of that to the momentum that women hold around election season. We turn out at the polls. We influence how the votes go in our households. We've taken a real position when it comes to being active in politics, and as a result of that, we've had women who have been able to break through the glass ceiling and bring others along. And so I'm grateful for the women who have set that stage before me, and I look forward to carrying that torch forward and bringing other women along with me.
Thank you, Commissioner. I love evoking my grandmother. My grandmother was fierce. She grew up in the Depression. She worked during World War II as a switchboard operator. She influenced and worked together with other women to consolidate power, but it wasn't in elected office. And so I just want to recognize all that did, all of the effort and toil and work of that generation, because we stand on top of their shoulders, and we would not be possible today without that history. And so a huge round of applause for them. Yeah, I'm serious. When I got to office, I was the first gay woman elected or lesbian elected to higher office in the state of Florida in 2018. So if we're talking about lived position and positionality, that was a huge stride forward. We have taken a huge stride in the wrong direction in Florida. And the right is pulling us further, the narrative further afield with all of this trad wife stuff and women. I literally see posts about women taking jobs from men. I never thought that I would see that. We have work to do. And so yes, I'm very proud. I serve on an all-female city council. It's pretty amazing. Go Gulfport. We deal with disgusting misogyny, like, oh, the meetings are so long because women don't know how to shut up. Oh, if there was a man on there, they'd whip him into shape so that our meetings would move forward more. What they don't understand is that democracy depends on dialogue, and we are doing due diligence up there. It's the only time, unlike the state legislature, that we have the opportunity to talk and discuss matters important to our community, and we do it in spades. Yeah. And so while I think the early 2000s and the late 90s, we saw a lot of benefits of the toil of the earlier generations, we can't stop, because to stop is to go back, and I think we've been seeing that. Or to let off the gas is to go back. And so when Commissioner Flowers says, what do we need to do? That quotes Esther in saying, grab a person, bring them along. We need to grab people and bring them along, because so much is at stake right now, and I really appreciate all of the work of you in this room. Thank you.
Of course, the times have changed and there's more work to do.
Okay, so my next question is going to be, what would be your #1 priority based on the position that you seek and the positions that you currently have? What is your #1 priority, and how does that uplift and address the issues of women? I'm gonna start this way.
Thank you. My #1 priority is ensuring that every child is able to be successful academically. That means ensuring they have the resources needed, ensuring that support professionals as well as educators have the resources they need to do the job that they are tasked to do. And while doing that comes advocacy. advocacy in my role as a school board member, advocacy on a state and federal level. And some of the things that I've had the opportunity to do is specifically advocate against priorities of others that will take away from public schools. For example, I went down to the Board of Education meeting and spoke against the Schools of Hope. When it comes to book banning, I was the only board member to vote against that. When it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, I support that wholeheartedly, which is why I continue to advocate for the Bridging the Gap plan within Pinellas County Schools. Because in order to achieve 100% student success, we need to make sure that there is more than a level playing field. We need to ensure that there's equity and that each child has what they need to be successful. So that remains my priority, 100% student success, as well as ensuring that we have a balanced budget. Thank you.
My priority is to make sure that we have an equitable revenue stream, that we're not disproportionately impacting the 51% of our households in Gulfport that are asset limited, income constrained, and either employed or retired. We can't have the burden that we place on our residents exceed their ability to keep pace with the increased cost of living. And so right now, that's my top priority, is making life more affordable to our residents. Second to that is developing affordable housing. As vice chair, thank you. School board chair Edmonds has helped with that, because through partnerships with our school board, and while they're shutting down properties, it's opportunities for workforce housing, attainable housing, what we call traditionally affordable housing. And that's very exciting. So making sure that we're doing that. And also attracting things like grocery stores to my community, so that not only do our residents have healthy food, but also that we have a more diverse revenue stream coming into the city, because corporations and businesses pay a little differently than households. So the more we have, the more that can offset the burden to our individual families. So that's what I am focused on right now in the city of Gulfport.
There is a lot of corruption in Tallahassee right now, and everyday residents are paying the cost of that here at home. And so I've been on the trail the last 17 months, and the thing that I've heard the most from people consistently across neighborhoods, across race, ethnicity, gender, socioeconomic status, is that people need us focused on real solutions to lower costs and to make Florida affordable again. We have people who have spent a lifetime contributing to communities that they can no longer afford to live in. And we have students who are being trained right here in our backyards, who will come out of school looking for work, and it will be difficult for them to find jobs that help them to keep up with the cost of living. And so we're losing new talent that we are developing right here in our region, and we're not protecting the seniors who are here, who have contributed already to these communities. And so I think first and foremost, we address that by looking at some real affordable housing options. We have to stop raiding the Sadowski Fund. My God, I know that Honorable Jennifer Webb over here knows, but we have to protect the funds that are put aside in order to create affordable housing solutions. We need to ensure that there is more money in the My Safe Florida Homes program, so that people are able to fortify their homes and protect them for the natural disasters that we know are only going to get worse. And so we need to make sure that funding is available for them to begin investing on strengthening their windows, their doors, and then receiving some incentive, them lowering their premiums and their insurance when they make those adjustments. And so I think it starts with that, and of course looking for real solutions to address the missing middle housing around triplexes, duplexes, and accessory dwelling units. And so I will prioritize that in Tallahassee.
I'm going to stay in that vein, stay right there for a moment, because of course all of us know that